don't like reading people's blogs very often, or, you know, these little trafficked websites, or even promoting them on the air. But one particular person with a website tried to capsulize the top, what he calls the top 15 things men hate about women. Tell me if you think this list is reasonable. And this is men and women. I'll talk to anybody about this, but I want to know if you think this list is reasonable. Here's the list. Purported to be the top 15 things men hate about women. Number 1, nagging. Particularly a continuous form of nagging, which many women do. 2, the self-centered nature that nearly all women seem to have. 3, over-possessiveness. 4, subtle hatred that women have for one another and subsequent gossip mongering. 5, jealousy of the status or appearance of other women. 6, undue interest in other men or in talking about them. 7, lack of interest in bed. 8, giving too much importance to material things rather than to relationships. 9, lack of interest in the activities of the man. 10, spending too much time for selection of clothing, jewelry, etc. 11, being fussy about neatness, cleanliness, etc. I know some women who are just abject slobs. I disagree with that. My house is as neat as a pin. You can tell when a woman's been around, it's a mess. 12, ignoring the relations of the man and giving priority to her own relations. I think he means relatives. 13, not caring about maintaining good shape after marriage or childbirth. 14, exhibiting excess manliness. And the 15th of the top 15 things men hate about women, comparing your man with other men without justification. Now, I don't know if we agree on all of these. I know we all agree on at least a few of these. Which ones do we agree upon? Well, who can tell? I certainly agree with the nagging issue. I have a zero-tolerance policy about nagging. There are women listening to this program right now, who I have cut off at the knees because of their nagging. They never nag at the beginning. They wait until they feel they are indispensable to a man, and then once they feel they are indispensable, that's when the nagging begins. Once they feel like you've got one-stop shopping, like you are required to go to one woman and one woman only, that is when the nagging starts. And me, I have no tolerance for that at this point in my life, none. The minute they start, they're gone. I'll give you two particular examples. Two particular examples, just to give you some recent vintage here. I had one woman who nagged me constantly because I worked too much. I should be spending more time with her and less time working. I should be going to so many hockey games. Out. Then I had another woman. Understand, I am currently on a regimen. I have gotten back into exercising. I have lost about 8 pounds. Don't ask me for updates on this. I'm not going to talk about it again. But I am running the treadmill. I am taking vitamins, supplements. I'm eating sensibly. Cut my alcohol intake, etc. One woman who I went out with actually tried telling me that I was doing it all wrong and proceeded to try to tell me how I should be doing it. That I know nothing and she knows everything. By the way, upon closer examination, this woman could stand to lose 15 pounds herself. But that's beside the point. She knows, I don't. So she proceeded to nag me mercilessly. She proceeded to tell me it wasn't working. By the way, I cut her off for it once, and I hadn't seen her in months. And she hasn't seen me in months. She has no idea what I'm doing or not doing. And she continued again, telling me, oh, you're doing it all wrong. You're doing it all wrong. You know, like everybody loses weight the same way. Everybody works out the same way. Everybody has the same needs. Oh, yeah. No. Whatever I'm doing is wrong. Whatever she does is right. And I was like, stop. I actually stopped talking to her. I blocked her emails. I blocked her instant messages. Just go away. Go away. I don't have to listen to this. I just don't have to. I live alone. I don't have to listen to you. The nagging, I have no tolerance for that. And this guy put nagging at the top of the list, and I think most of us would put nagging at the top of the list. Things men hate about women. Nagging. Number 1. Self-centered nature that women seem to have. I see nothing wrong with being self-centered. To be honest with you. Result is I don't need a relationship. Because it's all about me. What do I need you for? It's bottom line. I don't need you. I don't need to answer to you. I don't need to be around when you need me. You do what works for you, I'll do what works for me. But if what works for you is nagging me, I'm out. He says over possessiveness, well, lots of women in that particular category. Many of the ones saying I'm not spending enough free time with them are actually convinced I'm banging other chicks. And the more they accuse me of banging other chicks, the more I bang other chicks. This is the irony. You know, there are women who I, was physically satisfied by over the years. And I could be perfectly happy just calling upon them whenever I had physical needs. But as they got paranoid and as they started to flex their muscle and start telling me that they want to know where I am and started calling me constantly and wanted to know why I wasn't picking up and stuff. The minute that stuff starts, I'm obsessed. I have to bang somebody else. I have to do it. I have to do it so that they don't know I did it. I'm completely passive-aggressive that way. You accuse me of doing something. If I haven't done it, I guarantee you now I am going to do it. And then I do. Best thing to do is just mellow out and not mention it, because if you really, really believe that, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I will do it. The hatred that women have for each other, I think that's a benefit to men. That's how you can play one woman against another. Are you kidding me? That is what makes the backhanded compliment work. The fact that women hate each other. When you tell a woman you don't mind if she has a few extra pounds, don't listen to what the other people are saying. The reason that's effective is because women hate other women. Absolutely. He also mentions jealousy of other women. Again, same thing. The fact that women are interested in other men, talking to other men, having male friends, Yeah, I got a problem with that, unless I don't give a rat's ass about you. Women are always amazed at how laid back I am about this. Oh, yeah, you got male friends. That's fantastic. Oh, you like going out dancing with the girls. That's just great. I think that's great. You know why I think that's great? More free time for me to do whatever I want to do. You go right ahead and dance your little ass off there, dear. That's fine. All the guys who are grabbing your ass out there on the dance floor, fantabulous. It's giving me more time to do what I need to do with whomever I need to do it. Lack of interest in bed. Why do so many women stay in relationships if the guy doesn't have any chemistry with them, if the sex is lousy, even if it's his fault? Why stay with him? One of the reasons I conclude that so many women are into money is the number of women who stay in relationships where they're sexually unsatisfied, or they just sit there like a block of ice in bed, just waiting for a guy to finish. How about you get out of there, girls? Most guys are satisfied to at least some extent. We generally have an orgasm every time. But if you are not turned on and having sex with the guy annoys you, why don't you have the balls to get up and leave, ladies? Doesn't make any sense to me. Giving too much importance to material things, well, yes. For many women, getting into a relationship means acquiring possessions. It starts with that trip where you go hand in hand to IKEA and look at credenzas. It continues towards looking at bigger apartments, or buying a condo, or buying a house. It continues with asking him to pay off your student loans, whatever. I mean, it just goes on and on like that. For many women, that's what a relationship is all about. Reappropriating cash from the guy you're dating to yourself. I have no need for that. Lack of interest in the activity. I'm going over this list, by the way, of the 15 things men supposedly hate about women. Lack of interest in the activities of the man. I've been through that. You know, women who are not supportive of my career, don't care to come with me when I'm, getting an award, or I'm at a dinner, or something good is happening to me. They don't want to be there. If I'm making an appearance somewhere, they don't want to go. More than one woman has found that I was hijacked by another woman at an event like that. They found it out too late. Clothing, jewelry, yes, women are obsessed with that stuff. Men don't really care. Women can't come to grips with that. Being fussy about neatness, cleanliness. I think women make issues out of these things, while many of them are abject slobs. I mean, I had an ex who took up knitting, and my house was full of, like, balls of yarn all over the place, and knitting needles, knitting patterns, not to mention a little Paris Hilton-like dog that was all over the place with bones and biscuits and balls all over the house. Yeah, but men are slobs. I know. Look, I can go over this whole list. The bottom line is, there's plenty of reasons why men, do men hate women? I don't know if men hate women. He says top 15 things men hate about women, which doesn't mean they hate women. These are the things they hate about women. We don't necessarily agree on the same 15. But I do think there's a bunch of issues here which again, it all speaks to the idea that none of this stuff would be relevant if you weren't in a relationship. Do I care if women are fascinated with clothing and jewelry? I couldn't care less. Why? Because I'm not paying for it. I'm not there when they go to the mall to shop for it, and I'm not paying for it. So if they want to doll themselves up and spend thousands of dollars in the process, that's fine with me. I won't be the sucker paying for it. So I don't mind. And if they nag, I kick them the hell out. If they are slugs in bed, I move on. I make a call to the bullpen. Bring in a relief pitcher. If the sex is lousy, I think usually both people know it when the sex is lousy. When the sex is lousy, I just move on. So a lot of this stuff is all related to if you get yourself into a relationship or a marriage with somebody, these are the things that drive you crazy. I've solved the problem. Live alone, love it. You can have all the clothing and jewelry and, you know, you can nag, I don't know, who else do women nag when they don't have somebody in a relationship? Their little dogs and cats. I don't know. And they can have all their male friends, and they can have all their dance partners, or whatever they want to have, that's fine. Live it up. I think it's fantastic. You know, I am not the least bit jealous or possessive. I'm totally happy with you going out and doing your thing, ladies. I'm totally happy about that. Let's see how independent you really are. When you find out that I don't give a rat's ass. Think I'm being unreasonable here?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
That's a good slogan for our show. Better than a fatal accident.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. At 1-800-5800-TOM. Thanks for tuning in. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to find out about, first of all, things men hate about women. Second of all, whether you think my read on what this guy had to say is outrageous, unreasonable. Irene on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I just wanted to comment about what you just said about how you feel about women and you just do them and that's it and they're gone. Well, you know, that you're entitled to your opinion. That's great. But
that's very nice of you. Thank you.
But, you know, I think it's kind of strange that these women know how you are and they still go for it.
Which proves my point.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it does make women look stupid. And, but, I mean, that's just funny because that's how you are. Hey, they come around for it, so it kind of degrades themselves.
I'm honest about who I am.
Yes, exactly.
And what I am.
Exactly.
I announce it to the whole world.
But let me tell you something, Tom. What's funny is that when the men call in and they say the same exact thing you do, okay, they might say it on the radio, but you know what? They're so whipped. I know I probably can't say it on the radio, but you probably know what I'm talking about. That they always come running back begging for it.
Not always. But you're right. A lot of the time they do. A lot of the time they like to talk like men, and then behind the scenes when they need to get laid and they can't find anybody else, they go whimpering back to the old battle axe.
Like that. But, no, I mean, I just think it's funny because he talks like that all the time. But, hey, you know what? You have no problems getting women.
That's right.
Hey, and you know what? I wanted to bring up something else. You had mentioned earlier, too, about hockey games.
What about hockey games?
And I know you like it, and I go to hockey games myself.
Yes.
Women complain that, you know, you go to too many hockey games. But you know what? From a hockey fan, I go with my husband because I love to watch those men. They're so gorgeous. So if they have a problem, that's what I go for. My husband doesn't care as long as I go home to him and I give him what he wants.
Really? Well, what if I told you I could introduce you to some of the hockey players?
Ooh, I'd love it. I mean, I'm so bummed about Matty Nordstrom because he was hot, too.
Hey, he'll be back this week.
Oh, really? Oh, he's coming from Dallas, huh?
Yes.
But, yes, I would love to meet him. Are you going to introduce me to him?
I can introduce you to him, but he is married, you know.
Yeah, but so am I.
Listen to you.
So,
you are ready to cheat. You are ready.
Well, like you said, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Oh, God. More and more of these women prove my point every day. Zena on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi. I just wanted to let you know, you were mentioning earlier that whenever like a woman says, you know, that you were, picking up on other women or, doing other stuff behind her back, like, cheating on her. And you said that you do it behind her back. You do it behind their back, and you do start cheating on them. But why don't you just admit it and say, yeah, I was cheating on you?
Well, because in many cases I wasn't.
Yeah, but...
Well, here's the thing. First of all, nowadays, dear, I do not offer up monogamous relationships. I do not ask for monogamy, and I do not offer it up. So many times women assume there's a monogamous relationship without ever having had a conversation with me.
Oh.
So if we haven't had the conversation, I'm a free agent.
Yeah.
That's not cheating.
Oh, so when a girl does accuse you, then you might as well just leave her instead of, doing it behind her back.
Well, ultimately I do. I mean, right now I'm not with anybody.
Yeah. Like next time a girl does accuse you, just tell her, yeah, I'm going to and I will.
Why should I tell her? First, if you're going to accuse me of that and try to make my life difficult, first I'll cheat on you, then I'll kick you out.
Yeah, because I have heard of men out there that do that. They say that they cheat on their wife or their girlfriend because they're just sick of their wives, accusing them to the point that they do it.
There are people like that.
Yeah, and I've heard that a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, once I had an ex-boyfriend and I kept on accusing him over and over and over again until one day he was out all night and then I went to his house and then I go, you were cheating on me. You were out with another girl, weren't you? And he actually said, yeah, he was. And then it turns out the table around and I was telling him, no, you weren't. Women don't want to hear the truth,
They can't handle the truth, dear.
Yeah, we can't handle the truth. But that's why more men should actually just start admitting it.
Well, again, I think the real solution is for men not to make commitments they don't plan to keep.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
How much money does your husband make?
He makes $500,000 a year.
All right, so you are pretty attractive.
Yeah, I'm pretty attractive.
Yeah, you're really attractive.
Yeah, I'm really attractive.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show from Los Angeles. Now, 1-800-5800-TOM. It all started with a piece on somebody's website. The top 15 things men hate about women. Amanda, hello.
Hello. I have a question for you, and I know you have an answer.
All right.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for about 9 months. And we used to have sex all the time. It was like 3 times a week. And lately it's been like once a month. And I just wanted your personal opinion on why you think that is.
He's bored having sex with you. How tall are you, dear?
5'7".
How much do you weigh?
150.
Well, that could be a problem.
Because I don't know if he's just not attracted to me anymore. Or, sometimes I'll initiate it when we're in bed and he'll just say, oh, no, I want to go to sleep.
How old is he?
26.
And you're 20.
Uh-huh.
Well, clearly he's bored.
But I ask him that all the time, and he says, no, it's not because of you, it's not that.
Because he doesn't want to have a fight with you.
Oh, I won't get in a fight about it.
Well, he doesn't know that.
It's not. I tell him it's not a big deal.
Well, dear, instead of posing it as a problem or a question, you need to step up and say the following. I am not in a relationship to have no physical contact. And so if we're not going to have physical contact, I'm out.
But I don't want to be out.
That's my point. I said that about women earlier. Why would you stay if it's not acceptable?
I know. I know.
If you don't say that, it won't get better. But if you say it, you have to mean it.
I have said,
and mean it.
I don't base my relationships on sex, but that's how I feel close.
Dear, sex is an issue. By the way, at 20, you're too young for a relationship anyway. And honestly, you need to knock off about 30 pounds.
I'm trying.
Dear, stop trying. Start doing.
All right.
How much have you lost?
Huh?
How much have you lost?
10 pounds.
You're not trying that hard.
I know. But he eats a lot, too. I mean, he's not overweight or anything. He's fine.
Well, dear, how much he eats has nothing to do with how much you eat.
I know. So you think that's a problem?
I certainly don't think it helps.
All right.
And I would bet that you weigh more now than when you met him.
Yeah, I do.
There you go. Because when women get happy in relationships, they chunk up.
Yep.
And that's what you did. So now you're not the woman he met. Wouldn't it make sense he would lose interest?
Yeah. And that's what I had in my head all along, you know.
Why aren't you actively and aggressively doing something about this?
Because I work all the time.
Dear, you were working when you met him, but you weren't as fat as you are today.
So hard. I didn't have 2 jobs when I met him, though.
Again. You know, do you have a gym membership, dear?
No, I don't.
So how are you losing this weight?
By myself.
Doing what?
Trying to eat less. And on my days off, I just got a new puppy, so I run with him.
Dear, you need to get on a treadmill. You need to go to one of the health clubs, you know, the 24-hour fitness.
It's so expensive, though.
Dear, you need to do it. You need to go to the YMCA or something. I'm not kidding.
All right.
You don't want to deal with reality.
No, I knew that was probably one of the issues.
I'm sure it's one of the issues.
But he's dated a girl, his ex-girlfriend, 3 times before. He said she was bigger than I was.
Again, he's trying to say all the right things, all the politically correct things, because it's clear you don't want to hear the truth.
Oh, he'll tell me.
You know, if you were the hottest woman he knew, he'd have sex with you. But you feel you don't have to be.
Yeah.
So you take him for granted, and now he doesn't want to have sex with you.
I don't take him for granted.
Sure you do.
No, I don't.
You wouldn't have gotten fatter.
I didn't get that much fatter.
How much?
I don't know, 5 pounds, 10 pounds.
Come on, it's more than that.
Much.
How much did you
No,
weigh
it
when you
really
met him?
wasn't.
How much
It really
did you
wasn't.
weigh when you met him?
I was 160, and then I lost 10. I was about 150, same as now, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably gained 10, and then I've lost it again, but...
And why is that acceptable to you?
It's not. I want to lose more. I want to.
But do you understand your value to other men has to do with what you look like?
Well, that's the thing, though. At my 2 jobs, I have them hitting on me more than I do him.
Well, maybe that's what you need to do. Go somewhere else. But what you really need to do, if you want to keep this guy, you need to actively, 45 minutes a day on the treadmill is all you need.
But I don't have that time working.
Stop it. You've got
And I
40...
I don't want to do it at midnight when I get home.
Dear, if you were 24-hour fitness, most of them are open 24 hours.
I know, but then I have to get up in the morning and work again.
You're going to feel a lot better if you get some exercise, darling.
I know.
I mean, you're making every excuse in the world. And in the process, you're losing it.
Yeah.
And you're not that motivated.
I'm not.
So, you're going to get what you paid for.
All right.
One day, somebody thinner than you is going to be in bed with him.
Sad, but probably true.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just wanted your opinion on that. Thank you.
Sounds to me like you're not going to change anything about your life either. Katie, on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Sorry, I've been waiting.
Here you are.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I think a lot of those things on that list are very true. And I've only really learned this about myself, like, in the past 6 months in this new relationship that I've been in.
Uh-huh.
Because I've always touted that I am the coolest girl you can ever date. But
Until you get into a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you turn into the same as everybody else.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but I do have something to say about the exercising thing. I've actually joined a gym recently. I don't have to lose any weight, but it's for blood pressure. And I have realized that it actually gets out a lot of my aggression and sexual frustration because I don't get to see my boyfriend as much as I would like. So she should definitely join a gym.
Why are you with a boyfriend that you can't see as much as you'd like?
Well, I used to live closer to him, and circumstances made me move more far away.
How far away are you?
About 25 miles.
25
miles. In L.A., you know. Everybody's willing to drive to get to where they need to go in L.A.
No, everybody's not willing to drive.
Well, I am. But he's, you know, he's a bit of a different kind of guy just because he's a nerd. So he isn't, you know, as, you know, sexually learned as you are.
I'll bet he's not. Yep. The Tom Leykis Show. Kimberly, hello.
Hello?
Is that a question or a statement?
Well, I was just, you know, I just heard that last caller, the one before. She said that she's been working out and gets out her sexual aggression and this and that. And I tuned in probably halfway through your discussion with her, and I agree with what you have to say. I think that she should go to the gym, she should work hard, but I didn't like that you said that she realized that her value to other men is in the way that she looks.
That's correct.
Well, no, I don't think that's true at all. I think that's kind of
sure it is. Men have the most attractive women their wallets can attract.
Well, that may be true, but I think that a lot of women, you know, not everyone out there is a supermodel. People's worth should be in a lot more than how they look.
But the thing is, they should maximize what they have, because if they don't, the fatter and less attractive they look, the poorer and less educated a man they can hope to attract. That's just a fact.
But also, what about working on a personality? There's a lot of women out there who are gorgeous, and they're...
Again, it doesn't matter what kind of personality you have. I'll tell you what, the kind of money I have, if a woman has a great personality, that's fantabulous if she wants to do a radio show. But would I want to date her? Would I want to look at her naked? No.
Well, how about working out to improve herself rather than just to get a man?
Well, because she clearly has no interest in doing it for herself.
Is that what she said?
No, it's clear she's not doing it.
Well, what about a different man? If this man doesn't want to have sex with her, shouldn't she be working on her self-esteem and maybe, you know, working out to improve herself?
I think that frequently men are motivated by money and women are motivated by men who have money.
But that's not everybody.
Well, that's because many women can never hope to be with a man with money.
I would much rather be with a man who's interesting and fun to be around than someone who has money.
Well, that's what average-looking women or overweight women generally tend to say.
But I'm neither of those things.
So you're a 10?
I would say I'm a 9.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
How much do you weigh?
121.
121. Well, you're in the ballpark. And you're a 9.
I would say I'm a 9. I mean, everybody.
What would other people say?
I would say they'd say about the same.
So men would consider you a 9?
Definitely.
What's your boyfriend's name?
Jared.
Mm-hmm. And how much does he make?
Well, he's actually still in graduate school right now.
All right, so you're not a 9.
Why is that?
Because you're probably helping him pay his bills.
I'm not helping him pay for anything.
And how does he make a living? How does he pay for everything?
Well, you know, he has a couple different jobs, odd jobs that he does, but he goes to school at the same time. I've been with him for 5 years. You know, I mean, he's a very interesting person, and I don't know what kind of money he's going to make when he gets out of graduate school.
What is he studying to become? What is he studying to become?
I'd rather not say on the air.
Dear, you're anonymous, and so is he. Please.
Well, he's actually in the radio, television, film industry.
Oh, that's a long shot.
Yeah, it is, but, you know, we'll see what he ends up doing with it. He's got a lot of potential, but that has nothing to do with why I'm with him.
Well, if you were really hot, you'd be with somebody who didn't have potential. They'd have money.
The Tom Leykis Show.